it is bad news. So check it out. The system and the Matrix throwing entity beings at us. And it's like, you know, it's really humorous to me that these beings still think they can fool me and fool us. It's just like, no, 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 no. And they're like, yeah, they've just done their same shenanigans and their shindig for like centuries. And they're all secretive and they pretend to be victims and they play these games where they're really obeying an agenda that is really to disrupt shit like I am doing and that you guys are doing, you beautiful people. And it is this mic working? Of course it's working. It's you know, it's a joke. And they're just like, holy shit, what do we do now? Our bag of tricks, like it's not working. So they just like back off and they're like dizzy. I could see their responses. They're like, oh my gosh. First they're like, we're gonna kill this guy's ass. Like, oh yeah? Well, my senses are pretty sharp. I'm always sensing like the energy field around me, and my whole focus is sharpening my senses because that is the highest form of self-defense. Not astrology, not a bodyguard, not steel walls and money and power. Your highest form of protection is your senses. Your senses overcoming the false hive mind intuition networks of the reptilians, the greys, the Anunnaki, the Archons, the Arcturians, and of course the Orion insectoids, and more. There's more than that. And they're all idiots because they're competing with each other and fighting with each other, and it's brilliant. It just makes it so much easier for us greater reality beings to just like take our cow plow truck and just drive it over them, back up, drive it over them again, back up, drive it over them again. This is a sweet time. This is a sweet time of revenge for the greater reality because the more our energy network is known, beings who originate from outside this universe, the more we connect to each other, the more powerful we become and the more attractive we are to the public. The more all the other alien races become known for who and what they really are, the less attractive they are to the public because they're ugly on the inside and they have these evil agendas, the less attractive they are, and the weaker their high mind intuition networks get. And they are using their high mind. It's like watching when you share the truth about the false intuition of the astral realm and the false intuition of the Akashic records and how they've basically stolen information and put it into this database that only they decide who is allowed to access them. They decide what information gets out and when. It's complete horseshit. You know, the vision I have in my head, if there's a giant energy field, I see a vision in my head of the Akashic records as this giant-ass tower library with massive energy field that basically shields it. And the more we expose it, the more you guys get. I'm like, please, get online, write comments on YouTube. I encourage you, please, go on these false light channels and write comments on YouTube. Share this information because our intuition network of mutual love and protection, safety, and genuine care and realness and truth becomes stronger and stronger. The more the spoken word is the ultimate weapon. This is the ultimate offense. I'm just like, the more I do this, the more I'm like, holy shit, this is powerful. I'd like that happen. I'm like, wow, like this groundwork, this under the radar groundwork, this behind the scenes unseen work, so important. Every single one of these videos, so important. Wow, every single time, you know, every single singing video, it's like, and I've got to make more of those too. Holy smokes. All of it matters, and it's literally disrupting the energy network. Guys, you don't understand how powerful you are. You don't understand how powerful just a handful of us are. You know, it's like this earth was taken over by subconscious hive mind energy networks that did an operation to do that. And we are so powerful, not this narcissistic me, I'm just going to die and bounce, and I'm not going to try at anything in life bullshit. I'm talking about when we work together, when we use our spoken word, when we spread the truth about what the hell this place is and what's going on, and we expose the hell out of all the artificial intelligence networks and their grid masters, Sirius, Orion, Arcturus, the reptilians, the greys, expose the shit out of them. Please do not be intimidated by them. Do not be afraid. We are winning. We are winning, ladies and gentlemen, out of, you know, the astral realm is not the truth. A lot of people are having a hard time letting go of that. The astral realm's not the truth. It's a rigged territory. The more astral bound you are, the more screwed you are. That being said, clear out the fog and you make them weaker and diminish their power to where you can see more of what they're up to and they can see less of what we're up to. So we're literally inverting it where the astral has been screwing us over so hard that they have their database where they can just see all of our shit and they just pump this fog energy. There's this mist generator that there's this great mist that comes from the astral realm that just drops onto the earth. And it is to reduce our ability. Goddamn, 1111. Fuck you, time sync. It is to reduce our ability to remember our past lives, which you have to work. Sorry. For almost all of us. If you want to access your past life, do some power of two psychic work. Work with people from your past lives. Like, you're not just going to hold yourself up and do your little sacral meditation, put your damn headphones on and your past life. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. It didn't work like that for me. And I know 100% all the key junction points of discovering truth about my past life were with the help of others. Wasn't just me. Sorry. Yeah, I know I harp on this like isolationist, brilliant genius, I'm a logical hoo-ha, like, look at me, da-da-da. Those people, it's like you don't change anything in the world and you end up living life very unsatisfied when you just think you're an island and you don't need anyone or anything or resources, or that you don't need to pitch in or contribute in a team atmosphere. Team. I'm bringing it up because, damn it, you got a lot of you guys. Now that being said, it's not the singularity fuse. Let's just fuse. Let's just bring everybody into the chat room. Literally is just like under this spell, wowed by Aquila Akvile Saba, who is his false light angel handler. And he is under a daze. He is under her foggy, misty, daisy spell. That's why his videos started moving foggier and foggier after about 3, 4, 5 years ago, when he has those solo rants, when he was just like, man, fuck Archons, fuck the New Age, fuck this be here now shit. Like, we need to get all the way out of the Matrix. And like, he was just into it. Now he's trapped in the dichotomy. He's trapped in this perception that canceling soul contracts and getting out of body on the astral realm is the end goal, and that's all you need to do. Easy peasy. Sorry, no, it's not. Number one, the astral realm is a rigged territory, and as long as your density is completely tied to that and you're just sitting on your hands doing your own selfish thing after you die, you ain't getting out of this planet. There's a lot of trapped souls in the astral realm around this planet. This is not an easy planet to leave, okay? The more and longer you dig your heels in being selfish, guys and gals, and saying you're going to do it all by yourself and that we don't need to speak the truth. Oh, everybody knows this intrinsically, not trying to be offensive, but no, they don't. Okay, this is not all intrinsically known and automatically happening, and the greater reality is just shining beams of light down, and we're going to be zapped out of here. It's like, those are all the false light, alien spoken agendas. Yeah, dear ones, da-da-da, it's all taken care of. Like, there is no it's all taken care of. That is bullshit, okay? It is not all taken care of. The script is not set in stone. It's not, okay? I know this because I'm watching my actions change the energy waves of the planet. I'm not the only one. The major players, the actors, are the ones, the directors, and the ones who are acting are making everyone and everything else react to them. And the ones who get this are changing the scape of the entire planet, for better or for worse. So we make the energy networks, the followers, and the leaders of the major sections of these. Oh, wow. Hang on. I'm pausing the video. I just had an awesome idea. Okay, we're unpaused and recording again. Yeah, so speak the truth to their followers, speak the truth, and literally just dissolve. It's like the truth is so powerful that even if, they go, I cannot, right? They're under this artificial intelligence spell. The truth is so powerful that it has an impact on the waves of the whole planet, even if a room full of baboon, moronic, idiot, hive mind people go, I'm not capable of thinking for myself, and they all just giggle at you in unison. You end up changing the whole vibration anyway, because they're like, you made them react, and they think they won because they're laughing at you, and you're like, ha ha ha, you motherfucker, I got your reaction. And man, I'm like exposing the strategy. I'm exposing this is the real secret, and I'm just like talking about it freely. This is the real secret, but the truth is, all the people with power and money, blah 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 blah, they already know this. And everybody else is just kind of like, they're going to hear it, and they're probably not going to do anything about it anyway. But a tiny handful, you reality Rawcast people, this is not for AI souls. I discourage the artificial intelligence souls. Go to sleep, artificial intelligence souls. Just go to sleep and forget. You don't want to watch this video or hear this information. Go to sleep. Like you put us to sleep and you took our memories. We're now shifting the fog over to your side. And we are going to make it, the more we do this, the more we expose the Akashic records, the more we expose their database, the more we expose their power structures, the weaker their communication network with each other gets, and the foggier everything gets for them, and the clearer it gets for us. Super important, because they've been screwing us over based on knowing shit and us not knowing shit forever. So we are literally going, zoop, opposite equation, motherfucker. Now we know what the hell is going on. Our intuition network, our form of records, etc., coming to life, our true memories coming back, getting just like every single crawling inch, every little comment, every little thing left makes a difference. Speaking the truth makes a damn difference. And it's so... You do a video exposing time synchronicities, because a lot of you still think that they might be like, oh, time syncs, that's for me. And it's like, no, time syncs are Archon language. It's matrix language where they're trying to cosmically download information into you or persuade you that you're doing some kind of synchronistic thing where, guys, time syncs happen whether you're on completely the right path or completely the wrong path. 1111 does not mean that you're on the right path. 444 is full of shit. 555 can suck a dick. Because it's like they are not informing you of anything value. They're useless, worthless garbage. Time sinks are worthless trash. Throw that stuff in the trash. When I see that stuff, I just flip at the bird or I ignore it. Most of the time, I just ignore it. I'm not really that reactive to it these days. I find it humorous. But you know, time sync, they're junk. They're garbage. They're not helping you with your spiritual growth on your journey. They're just a little check-in like the Matrix going, hey, hey. It's just playful little BS of the astral realm. And redefining the meaning and interpretation of that so that you're not just like, oh my gosh, time sinks, and just being like, shoo, shoo, is so powerful. Because I know for a fact AI souls look at compassion in the heart of a greater reality being, and they're literally just crunching numbers in their head and calculating what word combinations to say. They're literally just a computer calculating how they need to be or act or respond to try to get your compassion to open up so that they're now using it as leverage, like a nice teeter-totter, nice giant quantity of leverage so that they can get emotionally close to you and fuck you in the ass. And I'm like I said, we're not stupid. So the reason I is so critical, so the things that I talk about that nobody's talking about on YouTube, you know, somebody sent me a link of Lily M. Sorry, I forgot her name. Maybe she is talking about the astral realm, but as far as talking about false light angel handlers, like, and the strategy, the high AI intelligence strategy that they use and how they particularly prey to gain your trust. And then they also want to dissolve your trust. They want to increase your trust in them. But if they can't have that, if they can at least destroy your ability to give real love and real trust to other greater reality beings, then they're just like, well, that's enough of a win for me. And I'm here to call them out and expose them every single step of the way because that is their agenda. They want to waltz in and they want to destroy our trust amidst each other. They want to stop us from doing that cool, awesome, intuitive, emotional energy exchange that ICL and I did about a day or two ago, where we just intuitively kind of tapped into each other's networks and had this nice insight producing experience where I was able to share some insights with him and encourage him. Keep your head up, brother. It's a big competition. The astral realm is a big competition of alien races, and it's all about dissolving and separating greater reality beings from communication and connection with each other, rigging them onto false astral agendas. No, downloading 4D and 5D is not that's not the greater reality. Ascension is not the greater reality. Cosmic downloads are not the greater reality. Cosmic downloads beaming into your third eye, that is all false astral AI God work, 100%. If somebody says, well, I just don't resonate with that, I think it's like, then you're not greater reality. If your whole mission is beamed in through this, you work for the Demiurge or one of the subsects alien competitors, the Demiurge, because the Demiurge split itself up into all kinds of competition. It divided itself against itself. It had to create duality, dark versus light. It had to create, Demiurge, in order for it to create conflict, it had to create all these competing factions. So there is a self-conflict, self-destructive side of the Demiurge that we have the power to just like I said, drive our little tractor to just plow over that shit, and it can't just suddenly change. It is a machine that is set in it's like it can't stop. It can't press the stop button. It's a psychopath that set this thing in motion, and now it's just like, nope, you locked it. Literally, it created all this stuff, and then it locked everything, and it even locked itself out. The Demiurge itself, the creators of this universe themselves, are not even capable of suddenly being like, well, let's go into the thing and let's make it so that gravity on Earth doesn't exist anymore, or let's blow. It's like the computer that can do that is inaccessible even to the creators. That's why we can't access it either. We have to, it's like we might be able to when we finally get back to the greater reality density, but as long as we are here playing this game, we have to play our game on our territories by exposing their energy networks and just speaking about this stuff as much as possible. This whole like, I don't trust anyone or anything ever, that is not wisdom. Being a blind fool and trusting everyone and everything everywhere is also stupid. It's discernment. You have to be able to give like a heat-focused laser, enormous, intense amounts of trust toward yourself, as well as greater reality beings. You have to have a very intense amount of trust for the greater reality and greater reality beings. And part of the agenda, part of the astral agenda is I can hear it in the realm. You're crazy, that place doesn't exist, that's made up, that's an illusion. There's a reason nobody will even respond when you like post about this stuff or you ask any of these spiritual leaders about it. Those of us I have one friend in Egypt. the astral realm is a fake rendition of the greater reality because it's like pain is somewhat lowered there or can be, but not really. It's fake because there's still tons of pain felt in the astral realm. So the greater reality, so food tastes way better. Like everything that we experience here, your experience of everything is way better. There's way more creativity. There's way more new, fresh adventures on a regular basis, endless variety and fun. And you know, everybody wants to say, and the script, the yakety yak script of this universe is like, oh, but that is so boring. So you needed a greater challenge, so you came here. And it's like, well, maybe to an extent, partially that could be true, but there is no way that is the entirety of our dilemma here. No way. Um, it's just not true. Um, so there's an element of it like, yes, greater reality beings are going to take this place over and we're going to exit out of it. We're going to go to our own density and we're going to judge and we're going to rip the astral beings off their territory and we're going to pull them onto ours and we're going to line them up and we're going to judge them. It's like, is that really going to happen? I'm like, pre-universe memories. It's like, I feel it right in my heart. I don't care if 7.8 billion people all sent me a direct message right now and said no. I'd be like, truth is truth, guys and gals. The truth is so powerful, the truth doesn't give a shit what the majority thinks. What the majority thinks is irrelevant garbage next to the truth. The truth is always, always, always infinitely more valuable than the masses. Yes, I love people. I care about people. I want to help them by telling them the truth, what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And a lot of people will give you the bird or whatever, you know, and they'll blow you off because you're speaking the truth. And it's like, you've got to speak the truth. The truth is the only thing that will last. It is the only thing that nothing in this universe will collapse and it will end. Nothing in this universe is permanent. Absolutely nothing, including the god, goddess, and their spawns, blah, 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 that made it, the Demiurge. The Demiurge is not permanent. It is not infinite. It is false infinity. It is computer infinity. The truth outlives everything in this universe, including God. Truth. God is truth. No, he's not. Kiss my ass. Kiss the ass of the truth. Truth is above God. This is how I discovered so many layers of truth that has an answer. I 100% guarantee you there is a way to shift this entire planet and the entire astral realm into another density. And holy smokes, if we were to shift everything into the greater reality density right now, all of you who are being completely, it would be like a joke. Like we would literally be playing and knocking these beings around like they're toys because it's like they literally have no power on our territory. Just like we feel so incredibly overpowered when we are completely on theirs. The more, because the only control and freedom that we really have when we're on the astral is from our greater reality energy that we're carrying with us. That enables us to hack their network and to resist their control that they pulse in through the hive mind, the brain, both in the physical body as well as your imposed human astral body. So all of this stuff is so incredible. This is an incredible time to be alive. It's like, take advantage of the opportunity. There might not be another chance. I know that the hive mind AI singularity, there's not going to be a singularity, ladies and gentlemen. The singularity via the astral realm and all these different faces already is. Just like there's not going to be a one world government. Everybody thinks it's like, no, the one world government is all these different factions behind the scenes. And the fact is they compete with each other and they argue. They want to put on the facade of we're going to have our totalitarian rule over everything, blah, 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 blah. They don't. They don't have as much power as they want and wish that they had. That's the awesome news. And people like us are making their grip on their power get even looser. That's why they hate us. But as we hack their energy networks and we do this stuff, their ability to intuitively find out who we are gets weak. They're already mind-wiped fucks that barely have any care for truth of the past and past lives as it is. But the more we override their energy networks and we take back, really the mission is shift density, and we're going to take back all that information because the Akashic Records is literally just a giant parasite sponge that's it's a collection. It's like they're recording everything. They have like this giant, it's like a 360-degree perfect 3D camera-like mechanism that comes down through the fog. It's imposed over everything, and they are recording everything at the same time. The problem is it's registered to their energy network. So the Akashic Records is not this all-seeing perfection that people think it is. It can be distorted just like it distorts our energy networks. It can be blocked just like it can block us. Just like it can steal our information and block us. We're in the shift process where we're going to be taking that information back and we're going to be blocking the all-seeing eye, the eye of the Zohar, the eye of Lucifer. We're going to be going, we're going to be shutting that, closing it, and blocking their ability to see what we're doing. Karma's a bitch. Real karma, not your fake AI karma, not your fake system of karma that you've been running. The real karma from outside the universe has grown so intense and so massive and so strong. It is just the hammer of Thor coming down on you.
So penetrating, undermining, and overthrowing the astral etheric feed of the Akashic Records Database Center, which harvests, see what they do is they dump a shit ton of energetic fog all over the entire earth, this mist and this fog. And what this energetic mist and fog does is it divides people, it confuses them, it speaks the language of the AI God consciousness, it gets us into petty arguments, it makes our memory worse. And while they're doing that, they're sucking up like parasitic sponges all the, the obvious, a large degree. They can't take it all. The energetic imprint is always there, but like the obviousness of it, they're sponging up. So basically, instead of it being where if you're a really intuitive person, you can kind of see the truth of the land or where you are, where you're walking through more clearly, it's everywhere you go, there's almost always a fog element or something that wants to restrict or block the information flow. And the Akashic Records and these beings that run the con artist system of it basically say, they just proclaim themselves as the gatekeepers of, who is worthy and who is not, and that's a load of shit. They are the least worthy. The keepers of the Akashic Records are the least worthy to have that information. These alien astral AI beings and the system that it's pulsed through are least worthy and least of value to be either safeguarding it or taking it in the first place. They're taking our memories, and we just assume, like, we are so brainwashed that we assume we're wicked or bad or arrogant to, like, for me to even be saying stuff like this, and that comes from that fog that they're dumping on the earth. It's like you could just picture it as a gigantic mist generator in the sky that just dumps mist. But it's considered arrogant or naive or prideful or boastful to suggest that having ready access to any and all of your past lives and being able to see them and feel them and walk through them, like it's as if it's some kind of crime. There's this silly ass idea that the false light has perpetrated that it's about learning. When your memories are erased, that reduces your ability to learn. If you forget a language, that's not learning. Like if I forget my language, and they rig it and set it up to where you have situations and opponents and enemies in a certain past life, and then they separate you in the next one so that they can use it. Oh, see, we got you out of the conflict. If you two remembered, you'd still be fighting, blah, blah, blah. And they use these ideas like, oh, we can't let, these conflicting factions remember each other because, we need to erase their memories so that they stop fighting and that they have a chance to quote unquote move on. It's like, well, the problem isn't remembering that creates the conflict. The problem is you beings and the beings of your clans that are reincarnating here that are evil in the fucking first place that actually want the fighting and the conflict. So you reincarnate souls under this premise of false light justice where you're giving a new chance because there has to be at least some kind of like, okay, throw them a bone, okay, here's a chance, we wipe out everybody's memories, now you're not in the middle of that war, and they won't come after you, even though they'll come after you in the spirit realm anyway. So it's silly and nonsense. So they use things like this and justifications because God has to justify himself all the time because he's doing horrible things to humanity all the time. He created this virus has enacted terrible things on this ecosystem, on the human race, and this entire, really, this universe. And it always has to justify itself. And that's what, the great wisdom of God is not some profound, deep thing. It is an entity that is neurotic and psychopathic justifying itself. And no being needs more layers of self-justification than the psychopath known as God or creator. That's just a fact. Because it created evil, it created duality, it created the mind wipe, it created the reincarnation, it created people getting raped, it created theft and stealing and lying, it created everything horrible you can possibly imagine. And then it said, you did it. I made it, but you did it, and now you repent to me, the person who invented this whole this whole ecosystem of infected existence. I invented sin. I'm going to blame it on you, and then you have to worship me and hope that I forgive you for what I did. We're here to kick them off the thrones. We're here to pull the gods off their thrones, the whole goddesses off their thrones. We're here to eliminate, zero out their fake authority. Their authority is fake, guys. It's false. They're disingenuine, fat-ass parasites, little ticks that need you. Without you, they don't have enough energy to even sustain sitting on that damn throne. They're going, it's the nature of a parasite. When it doesn't have a host, it's like, it's really empty like that. That's what they are on the inside. They're like, they're always like this. And the reason why you feel like that, anytime you're feeling like that, is because they're living vicariously through you. And so as we eliminate their ability to do that, and we free and break up the astral field and dissolve their barrier or earth, we're going to change human history. We're going to change the physical, and we're going to change the afterlife. That's my passion. That's my dream. And I believe that my purpose and my place is far more significant as far as the afterlife. And but I'm already watching. It's so amazing because I'm literally seeing these waves of change in the energy networks and the manifestation for myself starting to happen after this long, dark, painful period I've been through from standing in the truth in spite. Because it's the circle, it's the curve that goes around what everybody else is focusing on and actually it's like opening the debug room in a, holy shit, that's what I was thinking of like a few hours earlier. Drop the mic. That's exactly what it is. That's what it feels like. It's the debug room in a video game. So by talking about everything that happens behind the scenes and exposing it and rallying the souls, all the stuff that's hidden behind the scenes, the hidden cause and effect, the subconscious energy networks that do indeed directly impact manifestation. There is no manifesting through the secret stuff if your energy network is completely, if you are registered and controlled on something that's completely gridlocked by enemies that want you stuffed in a cardboard box and locked away. You have to break that energy network down, then the streams of manifestation come. This is why sharing the truth and speaking it is important. It is debugging. This is the debug method. We debug the game we're inside of, not by doing what everybody else does, just clashing in direct lines, but by going in circles and curves around it, by exposing the behind the scenes stuff. And the hilarious thing, that's why it's called debug, where it's like using a cheat code or a game shark, because you can speak the radical truth like never before. I mean, these are psychopathic. Do you know how badly these entities want to kill me? Do you know how badly they want to do stuff, but because they set their game up in such a way to where if I circle around and approach it from this angle, there isn't jack shit they can do. I mean, they have been doing stuff, but it's like everything they do is like indirect. You know, as soon as you figure out what the scripts were for your life and you figure out the solutions and then you start clearing out their bullshit energy networks, there's like nothing they can do. They're already doing what they can, which is speaking. They're just trying to persuade the masses of their agendas to raise your vibrations. Don't raise your vibrations. Low, thick, creamy. That's real love. It's a middle vibration and a low vibration. Love is not a high vibration. That's bullshit. Anxiety, fear, mania, euphoria, neuroticism, and a lot of other things are hyper fast, super duper fast frequencies and vibrations as far as like the brain consciousness, the brain chemistry, and just, you know, the speed at which things go. The astral realm is the fast running see-through water.
Well, it turns out with the spoken word, a hell of a lot. The spoken word changes human history. The spoken word, the word, is more powerful than money. I've come to that realization. I'm like, wow. The voice and the word is more powerful and more influential than money. The word has the power to overturn the operations of money to an extent, to a large extent. And that is incredibly powerful. Why? Because the word ends up, it's like this word, the word of the truth. No, not the Bible fake ass shit that the Demiurge created through the Bible. But actually, there is a reflection there. There's an important thing because, I don't know, the Gospel of John or whatever, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, blah, 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 blah. The Word was perfect, yada, yada, yada. The Word spoke, the Word created, the Word did this, the Word did that. There's actually some disclosure there. The way the God virus created and manifests and spreads itself is through its word, through its agents of deceit that are constantly speaking to us and presenting to us and showing to us its lies. So as we speak out and expose those lies through the word is the God-slaying sword. The sword that slays the gods and goddesses, slays the angels, who are not really angels. They're fake, false light angels. Sorry for everybody who's not ready to hear that yet. History is changing, and all this is going to be changed, and you're going to be forced to witness who they really are, regardless of your belief structure. No, you don't get to decide. Tough cookies. Say, oh, no. No, it's not all going to happen fast. And this operation that I'm doing is going to continue after I die. And may even end up being completed in the afterlife by the group of us that are here, because we're going to be like, oh, look, we're still caught in this astral webbing, which is getting weaker. However, this is the long game. Them, as in all of us, and slow, not me and fast, screw everybody, bye, 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 I'm out. None of that. So by playing the long game, this is how you crush. This is how you crush and kill gods. This is how you crush and kill seemingly impossible to overcome opponents, is by playing the long game, the really long game. When you look them in the eye and you say, I don't care how long it takes, I'm going to do this. I must. The great judgment is not the judgment of God on humanity. It is humanity's judgment of God. God will be judged by humanity, particularly, well, not its slaves and blind followers and servants and people who hide, play, pretend. The greater reality leaders, me, other people. They say, Isaiah, you're the most delusional motherfucker. And it's just like, I just laugh. It's like, and I could just care less if a billion people were laughing at me right now. I'm laughing harder at all of you. You're a joke, because you don't give a shit about the truth, and I do. So I have something you never, ever, 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 ever will. You suck. Sorry. Sucks to be you. Super glad I'm not you. Super glad I'm me. Screw mass opinion. Truth is above everything, including me. Truth is above all of us. You have to love it and treat it that way. And truth, just the word truth, not truth. Oh, God is truth. No, truth, not God in your religion, which you construe and assume and project as truth. Passion for truth itself. Passion for God is not passion for truth, even though there's lots of deluded people that believe that. God is the source of evil. The Word, God created his evil and propagated it and punished humanity for the evil that he created. This is the real gospel. This is the real Genesis. In the beginning, God created evil. God projected his image of evil onto mankind and humanity. God erased the memories of mankind that he created in this biosphere. In all his evil, God schemed that humanity would take responsibility for what God has done. This is the real gospel. This is the real gospel, the real Genesis, the real truth, because the Bible is horseshit, although there's lots of disclosure in it. Every Christian, every time you pray, guys, every time you pray, you are giving your sovereignty away to some unknown force that you even perceive and admit is just some unknown thing. You're just this unknown portal, whatever. Hope I get lucky. I mean, you may as well pray to the gambling gods. You may as well pray for money to fall out of the sky. Like, it's like this force. I don't think anybody listens to this praise, which is good. Prayer is not a good thing. It's not a holy thing. It's not a pure thing. It's not a wonderful thing. It's not a purifying thing. It is a submit and hand over your energy, and I will imbue you with my false white light energy in return. And I'm harvesting from some of these guys over there, so I'll toss some of that your way every now and again so that you think you're feeling the Holy Ghost. Oh, I'm so empowered. It's so peaceful here. It's like, no. See, the Holy Ghost creates chaos, but in large numbers of people, it create false peace. It's false light. It's false peace. The peace is always temporary. And the most of the percentage, it's just like a sales team. Like the top sales leaders get the most commission. The top pastors, the top people who work for the Demiurge, they get the most rewards. They get the most loot and booty. They're born as market traders often that become multimillionaires and sometimes billionaires like Tim Morge. They become these big fat cat people, and they're mechanical archonic beings that just sit and they're like fat ticks that just sit there and sponge up money, and they contribute nothing to society with what they do. And no, teaching other people how to trade the markets is not contributing towards society. Sucking it up. But I believe the reason why the minority of us are more powerful than them in spite of this has a lot to do with the fact that our expression of our real energy is direct, raw, and real from our core. And when they use the energy that they harvest and take, it's predicated on lies, stealing, theft, and force. It's predicated on the evil of the matrix. And this kind of creates this empty, dulling down. It's like running through a filter. Like when you steal somebody's energy, I mean, it's why horrible crimes are committed. It's why these empty beings, they do aggressive things. It's why they rape. It's like they assert themselves and they're trying to steal and take innocent life energy. And it never really stays in their hands. Like they always need more. They need more tithes. They need more worship because they're always spending everything you give them, essentially. they do not generate their own energy. It's like they atrophy. The more we cut into their food supply, their food network here of soul worship, God worship, goddess worship, all this other shit, the more the energy networks, the subconscious energy networks begin to change. You know, I watched some manifesting good things. I mean, I say this, I'm being cynical, like some good manifesting, I guess you could say, happened last few days. But, you know, I'm not stupid enough to just believe, oh, the universe has decided to be merciful and kind to me now. I'm on my up cycle, quote unquote. Like, that is a load of shit. Again, the correlation is direct. Just like horrible things happened in direct correlation with stepping down from Orion and then being punished, quote unquote, by being seeking revenge. Their revenge is a false revenge. Here's the thing. The beings, it's like the only revenge that's evil, well, I shouldn't say the only, the main revenge that's evil is God's revenge. Like God's revenge on humanity is evil. That's an evil revenge that's born in the evil of God's heart. God's infinite wrath and hell, judgment to humanity, is evil. Our revenge against God and the angels / archons, our revenge against the alien ETs is real. It's justified. It's raw, authentic, passionate, fully justified anger. Their anger toward us is not justified anger. Their anger toward us is based on their own raging, selfish ego. God has an enormous, raging, fat, fucking selfish ego. But they're going to constantly point the finger at you and say, you, take responsibility, take responsibility. The most cowardly beings in the universe, the most cowardly being in the universe, God himself, itself, themselves, does not take responsibility and tells everybody else to take responsibility. Damn, that's some ironic shit. So what does this mean? Well, that felt different. I felt like somebody just like dropped a sentence in my head that I didn't mean to say. What does this mean? It's clear as fuck what it means. It means what it means. It means God, anger, the anger of God, the anger of the angels, the anger of the archons, the anger of the alien ETs is based on selfish hatred and unrighteous things. Our anger, saying fuck you to God, is based on truly, radically honest, raw, gritty indignation, which is a word means anger at unfairness, anger at injustice. We are angry at the dishonesty, at the injustice, at the lying, at the oppression. They are angry because their little play toy victims that they want to rape are rebelling against them and saying, go fuck yourself. You're not going to rape me anymore. And they're pushing the idea that you, co-creator, agreed to and even created them. And that puts the responsibility off their shoulders, again, back onto who? You, because you're evil and you're wrong and you're just as evil as they are and you are bad, 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 bad. You know, it's just like people are obsessed with this idea that, by the way, was piloted by the Demiurge, that everything's one. It's all one. Everything's one. Guys, think outside, experience outside the box in the greater reality. It is possible that there are multiple creator beings. And what is happening right now with the greater reality, we have kind of gotten trapped and are infiltrating a different layer of a different creator being that is completely separate from and different from the greater reality creator being or source. I hate those words. Just like all of that stuff, everything that just designates this magnificent, amazing, ultimate, mega unknown, blah, 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 blah. It's all about relegating all your power away to some unknown thing, shaming you and making you think that you participated, you agreed, you signed the contract, so you better cancel the contract, but we're going to pretend that the soul contract cancellation works, and we're going to send. What helps me when I encounter this, the entity interference and the energetic interference, and you know it's there, you can feel it, you can feel them, they like to go and just kind of pretend that they're not, and just basically shape-shift into this generalized smeary fog that's just like, you know, everything's really okay the way it is, and you know, it wants to numb your awareness of the traumas that were committed to you. It wants to numb your awareness of the daily atrocities that this AI God consciousness endorses and supports 100%. It wants to eliminate any feeling that you might have that is anger toward its injustice. And again, the psychopaths don't take responsibility. Neurotic, insane people, it's always the victim's fault. So it's your fault, God. You're doing this, right? You're sneaky. You might be sneaky. You might be, hey, I'm going to push you around. I'm going to do this. Hey, why don't you just go like a ping pong ball? It's like there's this program because it's like a covert thing. And I see it with a lot of beings, and the more we're kind of getting pushed and pulled with the white light / black magic energy network, the more there is that indecision, where it's like you just have really simple shit to do that's not really that big of a deal whether you make a decision one way or the other, but it turns this into this almost like you know, it reminds me of those mantoid, those insectoid beings, just like going zipping back and forth, and that little feeling, and it's usually up here, and it just keeps you feeling like, I'm not sure, and it's not you that's really unsure. For you, what you need to do and where you need to go can be very clear and obvious. Oh, I need to get up. I need to get doing things. So compulsive, you know, I just can't decide. That is very, very promoted. It's just happened. I just paused this recording. Like, what the fuck? This is weird. You know, when people talk about weird technology shit happening, when you expose the truth, when you expose that God wants you to fail, that it is actively at work just trying to keep you in a state of indecision, which disguises, because when you're in a state of indecision, when you have great, vibrant, powerful things to do, if all you do is stay in indecision, it's like this passive, like, well, it's a way of just basically making you fail without attacking you directly. It's like interrupting your flow. And that's what the hive mind, artificial God consciousness wants. It doesn't want your greater reality flow coming out. It wants, as illustrated by that weird, strange happening with technology just now, I didn't dial that person. He didn't dial me. We both got a missed call from each other literally just now on this phone. And that was some weird shit. So I'm pointing this out because if you are at the early part of your day or the mid part of your day and you have plenty of energy and time to accomplish some things, and you're just stuck in indecision, or you just feel like this paralysis feeling, like you can't get yourself to move or do anything, and you're just blaming the shit out of yourself for being lazy and stuff, there can be an element of it that is you. However, the AI God consciousness wants this for everybody who isn't doing its strict bidding. If you're doing its bidding, it wants you very active and doing shit. If you are doing real shit like this, like exposing it, for goodness sake, it wants you stuck in a decision. It wants you to fail. It wants me to not practice music. It wants me to not go get something that I want. It wants me to not return a phone call. It wants this flow interrupted. Why? Because the greater reality network is expanding and their energy network is weakening. I mean, good grief. So we're going to disrupt their communicative flow, disrupt their soul recycling flow, screw their shit up, and smooth out our communication network, smooth out your flow. So be aware exactly who it is and don't point the finger 100%. Yes, responsibility, but again, we live in a modified free will territory. And where your free will or your subconscious thoughts are manipulated from behind the scenes, it is not desired that you know that those thoughts aren't yours, that they're being pushed into you. So be very aware of that, and never take full responsibility. Just take responsibility for yourself and realize, again, discern, separate what is you from what is not you. In this case, the artificial consciousness that's putting stupid, ridiculous, nonsense, idiot thoughts in my head, like, is my hair okay for this video? It's like, should I do anything? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I do this? It's just like this stuff that's like, there's this misty fog with it. Or it's like, oh, either way, A or B, A or B, A or B. It's a duality thought program paradigm. A or B, A or B, A or B. And it's just going fast between the two, and no decision is ever made. Or the idea of either is good, both are good, but the end goal of the Demiurge is to make you it's to make you an indecisive person layered and combined with an impulsive bad decision maker based on its algorithms and its soul energy network that it prescribes for you to run into trouble. It combines both of these things and tries to layer them into your life to reduce the serendipity moments and to create its own fake light serendipity moments where it's giving you fake awakenings, fake revelations, fake better things, where they might even be a little bit better, but there's always a horrible catch that goes along with that stuff. And it's ridiculous. It's bad. You know, I can hear it. It even wants me to just trivialize this, like it's a joke. Like, oh, it was all just a fun game. It's like, no God, no angels. Actually, this is not all just a fun game. The consequences are very real, and the consequences that are going to come down on you are going to be so much more severe than anything you could ever dream of. In total summary, it's like everything that you've done is coming back to you, and it's not going to be by default. Nobody, the greater reality creator, isn't going to do it to you. We are it, and we're going to do it to you. thing. Like every nefarious thing that Orion, Sirius, and all these other douchebags try to get away with, report it, report it, report it, report it, expose it, expose it, expose it. And then it goes, it throws a wrench in their thing. It screws their shit up. And they want you to believe that you're powerless. Oh, you're crazy. None of that. There's no white light. There is no fog. Your mind's not going blank because we're manipulating you from the astral realm. The astral realm's innocent, full of angels and loving beings. Go fuck yourselves. Bullshit. You know, no, none of this is happening. Look at him, everybody. Isn't he crazy? Look at you. You're disguised. Look, everybody, they're disguised. Look at all this fog and mist. It's really there. Yes, there is thick layers of fog and mist putting a hypnotic spell of memory erasure on humanity, on this entirety of this planet. It's the mist generator. It's tied to the Akashic records. It's tied to false outer heaven. It's all about erasing, stealing your memories, and replacing you with their fake consciousness. It's real. It's happening right now. We're exposing it. Bam, mist all around us. It's right there. It creates this hypnosis, this collective hive mind hypnosis. And breaking that hive mind and piercing through, cutting through like a laser, just dispelling the mist, the white light mist, super powerful. You know, knock that white light bulb out. See them for who they are, people. Stop listening to them. Oh, isn't he crazy? Like they're up there telling their brainwashed followers, look, isn't he crazy? It's like, no, you're crazy. You're neurotic. You're doing this shit. Take responsibility. God has still yet to take responsibility for all the fucked up shit that he's done. So it is not God's job to keep human beings accountable and to have them take responsibility or give account. No. It is our job as human beings to prosecute and bring to accountability and force the acceptance of responsibility to the neurotic psychopath, AI, God consciousness, alien fake being. And, you know, it wants to wiggle out of it. It wants to be like, not me, not me, not me, ha, 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 ha. Like this neurotic laughter. And it's like, yes, you. And it's like this little, it's such a coward. It is such a coward. It deserves extreme quantities of pain that's why it hides in the astral realm on its territory, where it hides from the consequences of what happens here. God hides like a coward. The angels hide like cowards in the astral realm on their territory. That's why we're going to drag them onto our territory. That's why I'm making this video. I'm dragging you onto my territory right now, which is spoken word. In the beginning was my word. My word exposed God. My word was showing God for what it really is.